hello, it's I Luxie. How you all do? I hope you're having a wonderful week. I am hot, I am melting. It sucks, I hate it. But we are here, we are playing Valorant. I'm sitting my ass in front of an air conditioner. It is great. I like cool air. I don't like this heat. Save me! Alright. Yeah, this heat wave absolutely sucks.
It does suck.
It's gonna be like this next week here, but it's supposed to be thunderstorms all next week.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be as hot here, but it's supposed to be thunderstorms all next week.
I'm not ready for it, bro.
And
We're getting our storms, I guess, next few days, so.
Ah! Fucking humidity.
Yep.
Fucking Bulbasaur back at it again.
It's your fault.
My air conditioner struggles, but it can handle it. I'm sure it can handle it. It'll be fine. If it gets too hot, you'll know.
I mean, you're too hot.
No.
Right now, so I got home, my house is sitting at 71. I was like, oh, it's getting better. I go upstairs because my Chinese food, right? I was like, it's sitting at 73.
Yep.
Shit.
Oh,
That's what ours is sitting at. It's sitting at 73.
Mine's at 71.
Mine.
Actually,
It is.
Mine's
I got
actually not
home.
too bad in a basement apartment. Like
No,
honestly,
you're
not
lucky
too
with
bad.
that. Like this, we're second floor and it's just nasty.
I send you my
Yeah, like I got
condolences.
home from work up by you guys. And I walked up, got out of the car. I'm like, why is it hotter? By the lake,
I'm
it's
gonna get
supposed
my
to be
dinner real quick.
cooler.
No, because so much humidity. So much humidity. Better than no AC. You're right, but also, oh.
I work in, well, I have like my office AC, but like today we were so busy, I was on the shop floor all fucking day.
Yeah, we have AC, just doesn't work super great because it's old.
Probably like, I got home, took a shower, and I napped for a half hour, and I struggled to get back up.
That's fair. That is fair. I bought a fan for in the bedroom because it's really hard for it to keep up at night. So at least we'll have extra fan blowing around. It'll feel cooler at least. We don't want unrated.
Ace is not here. Don't forget that.
Do we need an ace?
That's rude.
What?
I think Ace needs an Ace.
You're not
Ace
wrong,
does need
but
an
it's
ace.
Rude.
Nah, it's fine.
I'm also just stalling so I can eat my food.
Sir, do I have that control? Nope, not that one.
Let's
Which I'm
see
surprised
where
that I'm
I
actually
do
as hungry as I am.
I can't find my Joy-Con. Joy-Con? Where's the Joy-Con? Where the fuck's the Joy-Con?
this.
Joy-Con. No, that's not Joy-Con. Watch me go through all my expressions. What the? Found it. Ow! Your dick.
What?
Shut up. Your dick.
What?
Your dick. I see that.
Lux, do you care if I also do the thing?
What are you talking about?
Whip your
Apparently.
dick out.
Fresh
Well, okay, what did I come back to?
Fresh
We just whipping them out?
We're all just whipping it out.
I'm number one.
What are you whipping
I'm
out?
Number one.
I
I
was
will-
asking if you care if I stream too.
Oh shit, it is a new month,
Yep.
isn't it?
It is whip your dick out.
I mean, you can.
It is new mom.
I won't stop you.
I mean, I try not to, you know, step on
Whip your
toes.
dick out? No, I always try
I
to
will
whip
whip my dick out for you, Lupin. God.
Ah!
Super doesn't try, he just does.
You're welcome.
Oh, my stuff.
Mm.
Beep, 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 beep.
Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Eat a dick case.
Oh,
What?
oh.
I said hot dog.
Okay.
Weird, but all right.
That's what I said.
Yeah, a spade is a spade. Congratulations.
That's working. Okay.
A spade is
I had a-
obviously
Thank you
not
for
a
the
spade.
subbies.
it's the first month. We almost have a hype train. What do you know?
I don't know why. Half my shit isn't working, but whatever. It's fine. Fine. Fine.
Fine.
Yeah, we're fine. Alright, since everyone's here, let's get started. Let's start the madness.
Trash.
Nothing but trash.
What's a golden hype train?
I have no idea. I will help you with a
Never heard of
bookcase.
that
I got bookcases for days in the library.
thing.
And I got books. Lots of
It's a
books.
copy emote, but it's golden. It's gonna be.
It's only for 24 hours.
You're a cappy emote.
You got me really excited because it's shiny. And then you said
Shiny?
24
Shiny?
hours.
I thought
Shiny.
it's like finding a shiny fucking Pokemon. No.
You don't
So
get
does that mean-
those. That's kind of
So
cool,
is it
though.
after 24 hours, the golden emote just goes away?
Yep.
Probably.
That is ass.
That's what I'm saying.
It should be permanent.
I go live with my stuff, and the first thing that people hear is Set going, "That's ass."
That's
Yeah.
ass.
At least it's not Satan's butthole.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's Wisconsin currently.
That's Indiana currently.
That's the U.S. currently.
Sorry, that's.
Oh, fuck, that's hot.
You're hot.
Yeah? Ow.
I just got dinner.
Ow. Neato. Fuck you.
Oh, I'm gonna need an image to cover my mouth.
You were in first place. Ow.
I had them both for a little bit. That's all I care about. I never.
Yeah, that's literally.
And
I
Neato
had
just
it.
went yeet.
For the,
Thank you
the
so
first
much,
of the
Nino.
month, Sec had it for a second.
Yeah, that's about my average. I
Get 0.2 seconds, and then Buckeye.
You might want to work on that, bud. They got pills for that.
Sorry, what?
Wow.
can I have that bomb? I'm gonna detonate it right over here.
Are you gonna say some more racist shit today Ace, about how
Oh,
this
fuck,
person
no,
saved
fuck you!
this?
Fuck you!
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, you were here for that.
Um,
Yeah,
You can say that. Fuck you.
Ace showed his clanhood and was like, "Oh."
So
that's
when we
cool.
get on the
This-
other side, there is a.
I'm gonna need some explanation. And
I
Oh, this side.
appreciate
Hold
the
on, wait,
stubbies,
wait,
though.
wait.
I'm working towards
I need
hopefully
you to not
maybe
judge
getting
my
a
goose.
desk, maybe
It's
with all the
covering the
birthday
mouth.
No, no.
shenanigans.
So
this
the
month.
other side, there is a backpack on the
So
bench.
it'll be good.
You can press F to use it, and I swear to God, it looks like Sage with her hair down.
Okay.
I'm
What?
very excited.
When we switch sides,
Oh,
Reloading. Reloading.
Okay,
Wingman's
Jason,
gonna plant
destroyed.
spike. Wall raised.
Yeah, my face.
son of a bitch! 39 this guy.
Reloading. Somebody's there.
Is she all mid and shit?
Oh, Dizzy, you went beyond the wall.
I'm chased right over here.
Well, there's someone behind that wall.
Where?
Saw you.
This guy was last seen bottom mid window.
Back to me. They're not ready.
Ooh, she got a good.
He's got, yeah,
They're over here.
Reloading.
My side.
Hey, there she is.
Guy, back alley.
You're gonna suck me off?
Complain about that?
She got me too.
Last player
Damn it.
standing.
Didn't have enough health.
One enemy
Guy
He's
was
coming
in
from the
the-
back. B jump,
Yep.
B tower.
That's fine.
I started with TDL. I learned that normies play really minimalistic games, and I'm hype rolling off
Get her.
payroll
Get her.
in 2 weeks.
Walk her in her butt.
Ooh.
Wow.
He went a little to the left.
So
Oh,
what
hey,
you
look at
making, Nito?
You see? They're
Off the bed?
ordinary.
I mean-
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I miss this game with you. I haven't even. I just need Lupin to do a certain thing so I can do a thing, and then we'll be good.
Some people might call me Jesus Christ. I call me Oh, sacrilege!
Oh wait, give me the spike.
Wait, are you saying you're Ted?
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't give it to you.
I got the spike.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hit the wrong key.
No,
there
it's
you go,
good.
Paladin. I hit 4 instead of G.
Try to pack them on your feet.
Enemy spotted. Reloading.
Raina's at the back, left.
Reloading. Phoenix. Reloading.
Guys to your right. I just
Yeah.
Gotta go.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Yep.
I got you.
Yours is cooler than mine. It's a bunny girl.
Oh shit!
Why is it?
Ace, you got my one
Here
shield because of it.
It's in the wrong buttons?
I was trying to smoke that off as soon as she appeared.
The baby is trying to smoke again. Jesus
Clock
Christ.
ticking.
Baby's first drag.
Probably a cute little minimalistic platformer first.
Hold on,
Please do.
Yeah, my
We're-
is right.
I like platformers.
Here.
He's got the tobacco in his mouth, just chewing on it.
Oh, you have the blue one. Never mind.
I was gonna say, Ace, I know you're a machinist now, but don't you dare get in the chew. I swear to
That's
God.
nasty, bro.
That's a machinist thing. A lot of machinists like to do
That's
chew
just the
because
whole warehouse that I work in.
I was
Mine
gonna
was
say, yeah,
magical
'cause
girl.
you can't smoke it. It
That's
happened when
magical.
Give me the spike
cigarettes started being,
so I can
you know,
plant it.
Oh,
Because I have wingman. It's easier.
yeah, no, you're right. I'm just so used to being the spike person as the support.
I found running gecko with the other three is pretty useful.
No, that makes sense.
Or I'm a healer. It depends.
What?
But wingman's a
Why
lot
weren't you
easier.
quicker? This is your fault I'm dead.
Hello, lag.
I wish you would have done that a hot second sooner.
You know how I feel.
Yeah, well,
Wingman's
it's
planted.
Yeah, well, what? Huh?
It's Ace's fault.
They shot my wingman.
That was fucking rude. They shot my wingman with a grenade.
We could. Oh yeah, that is fucked up. Also, we could have just closed that door. Up top, you just gotta shoot.
I didn't know that was a thing. I've never played on this map.
Someone's behind us. Someone's behind us.
Even though I
They're
did it
dead.
in front of you, first round.
The other one's
I wasn't
behind him
paying
too.
attention up there. I was focused on the right hand
I
side.
do. I know. I get it. In this economy, trying to pay attention for everything.
Oh
Oh
my
God,
God.
Lux.
Lupin, you talk too much.
No way.
Will not
What?
kill
What?
my ally.
Ace, you wanna talk about
Hello.
She should have been dead.
Last round before the switch.
How you
She
do?
wasted her out like an
Ooh,
idiot.
we got hype, Joe. We got hype. Hang on. Get the
Press
hype.
whatever.
I didn't want to pin that.
Oh, Val.
Hypo.
Well, I didn't get
I
an
got something I
additional
know you
emote.
like.
That's sad.
I got a fish. Did you say cat?
Oh my God. There's a little dude hiding in the stone flower.
I got your trail.
That guy's not here to shoot him.
My God.
My corazón.
I did it for Buckeye.
Reloading.
You're a motherfucker.
I didn't turn everybody down,
Motherfucker.
just a fudge. Alright, there we go.
Hold up. I got you, Lupin.
Ah!
Ready.
She's in the corner.
Blow 'em up, bud.
Don't have a vandal for that. I would assume we're close quarters. All right, I got it actually. Now you can take the spike,
One enemy remaining.
or just. Oh dear God!
Baited.
Could be like Buckeye when
I wasn't
fucking
even
panicked.
baited. He went for top immediately.
Yeah,
All right.
he went,
where's,
he went
come
for
here,
me, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna res.
Press F on this. I thought that was Sage. With her hair. Down.
It does kind of look like Sage.
Well, that's two clan
Where-
members.
where are you looking
Interesting.
Right
Yeah.
here. Press F on this.
That's not.
Oh. Okay. I can kind of see it.
See?
I mean, if you don't look at the
Well,
names, then yes.
Lux, I guess we're gonna have to not join. We're just gonna have to go
Yep.
move. We're gonna have to move.
Yep.
We're
just
gonna
because
have to
we
move.
look similar
have
doesn't
to
mean that we're
I don't want.
racist.
I don't want to be no fucking. Look, I get it. You're all
I
grand
can
wizards.
kind
It's
of see it.
You're literally the one called the Grand Wizard.
fine. I'm not called the grand wizard. I'm called the fucking sorcerer himself.
You could be the Grand Wizard. Oh dear God, that's a team.
Please don't put
Yeah.
that.
22,
put that on
20, 52. Oh, they've got 3 heals on their team. Never mind. 4 heals.
Yeah, they've got a lot of healing. They also they're all
They
somewhere
just
all
don't
right there.
die.
Last player standing.
Okay, that's
You wanna talk about it?
Watch.
no.
The enemy fears
Talk about
you,
your
Reyna.
feelings.
You can use that.
Look at my dance. Damn.
Just to piss Lupin off.
I don't have the fanciest knives in the world, but mine spins. So that makes me
I hope-
happy.
I hope you fucking jam your
Got a
dick in
wall
your
A.
goddamn fucking your fucking
You
shotgun.
wanna be nice for 2 seconds?
No, I don't ever want to be nice. It's overrated.
Can confirm. He's never nice.
They're coming A again.
I was like, oh my god, he's gonna agree with me on this one. And you fucking didn't.
37 Sage.
No, I could get you.
Wow.
You're never nice.
$110 on fucking S-Holio.
Last player standing.
44 to random, but she's healing off me.
Well, your gun choice didn't really matter anyway, so. Oof.
I am just gonna sit up here
He says
and
the
eat my
bullets
Starburst
tickle.
and not share it.
I'm bothered that you think I'm
I-
fucking not gonna be nice. Always gonna not be nice. Right? Right, Lux? Right? 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 12 years. 12 years. 12 years of the fucking binding pack.
Let me
You count past 4?
Let me just. where's Lupin?
You mean the
don't know
12
that.
that you forgot about? You thought it was 10?
I thought it was 10. You thought it was 10 too. You didn't correct me.
I just didn't correct you.
God
Spike
damn,
down
Spec.
B.
All right.
I'll go for
I
the
know.
ace.
You're right. You're right. Never mind. She shot me in the head.
Well, he went for it.
He did.
He should have baited me.
One enemy remaining.
I was just floating over here by myself, making sure they didn't
I
come
want to
that
let
way.
you know I baited you and I looked you in the eyes while I
Match
baited
point.
you, okay? I ain't no bitch. Alright? I made sure you saw the scorch marks that were
Eye contact
happening
the
to
whole
your
time?
dick. Yeah, eye contact the whole time.
No
You
blinking.
just got scorched.
I
Lupin, you don't leave scorch marks.
Yeah, I do.
skid marks.
That's
That's
something
fucked
else.
up.
Hey, remember the thermal underwear from Battlefield 6?
I'm
Yes.
sorry, what?
He doesn't remember the clip.
I think I have it on my TikTok. I hate you, Rain. I hope you die in fire.
What's match point in it?
To the sky. My ultimate is ready.
Lupin. No, never mind. You're on the other side of the map.
Joke's over! You're
You
dead!
should run. There's my buddy. Spike planted.
spotted B.
Black.
One's left.
Excuse me.
Last player
Shit.
standing.
I was gonna look to the left. I didn't.
Excuse me?
At least it's not a team of controllers like last time we played.
Oh my god, that was the
Seven
worst team ever.
Ace was kind of into it. He was hoping they'd choke him.
Brother, I couldn't even get in the fucking pointer zone.
I think I felt those fucking neon.
Yeah, Sex didn't even step foot.
Oh, I really just fucking shit on. Oh, okay, that's cool too.
You the big old fat dick.
I should be allowed to draw as much top power. That's not. That's.
What? What?
My paladin's
so-
being a problem.
I'm gonna
You
smoke
do
off
what you
pretty
want to
quick.
do. You do what you like. Live!
Don't encourage
Paladin
them.
is
Live,
glorious.
Paladin!
Don't
Live!
encourage them.
Smite, Paladin! Smite! Whip it out! Whip out your Holy Avenger! That's what I'd call my dick if I was a paladin.
I think they're going
You
A.
want them to whip out your dick?
No, these.
Yes!
Well,
I mean, what?
I mean,
Yes!
I guess that could go both ways, couldn't it?
Hey.
Like a bisexual.
All A. All A. 32 KJ. 32 Phoenix.
There's a turret there somewhere.
Spike planted.
She fucking moved.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What are you even there for? No,
Last
no.
player standing.
Okay then.
Actually, no, they have a second here.
What?
Attackers win.
Ooh. Brother, ooh. What's
Really?
that?
Paladin says they can whip out their Holy Avengers. It's in the bedroom, though.
That's what I'm talking about! Smite, 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 smite. Big old dickies.
Do I need to bring protection?
Hey, Lux.
Always.
No, they lay on hands.
Hey, Lux.
Ah,
Yeah,
Your husband's weird.
I know.
Okay.
I'm losing my fucking shit.
I'm gonna
Never
get more
had
dinner.
it, bitch.
That's true. Look, it's either this or I get stuck in Pokemon Land, okay?
Oh,
Where
hey,
everyone's
that's a thing
safe.
that we can do.
Pokemon Land? Gonna go to Japan? What?
We can share chat.
Tom's
I
gonna take me to
completely
Japan.
forgot
You gotta
about
hear
it.
it
I'll take you to
first.
Japan.
Wait, no. He doesn't get to go to Japan before me. Fuck that. That's not fair. Veto. Override. Stamp of
Nah,
innocent
nah,
people.
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you,
That's
fuck
it.
you, fuck you, fuck you,
So,
fuck you.
Paladin, Lux isn't at 0.02 volume. It's just the other three idiots are at 0.8 billion.
That's senior idiot to you,
That's very true.
muchacho.
Not an idiot. I'm special.
Special grade idiot.
You all are something.
I'm not even doing anything.
You
Special
are
grade
playing with
idiot
us.
is
You're kind of.
A
It's
powerful
kind of.
jujutsu sorcerer.
Guilty by
That's
That's just
association.
fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's by
Okay,
association
fine,
here.
Fine. I'll take guilty by association.
Hmm.
Hey, you were supposed to do the. I
I,
started
I,
up.
I
You were
like
supposed to do
I like
the-
Lux enough
the
to be
Jujutsu
guilty by
Kaisen music.
association.
But also,
Sure,
you don't
sure.
get to take him to Japan without me. That's not fair. A
Did I
custody
say
not,
that I
that's fair.
wasn't
Oh.
taking you
Oh
guys too?
fuck! Are we fucking? Are we fucking
Alright, I'm
a
in.
package
Match
deal now?
found.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ace is fucking. You
I'm
missed all
glad you
this
didn't
shit.
know you were. Yeah, I'm glad you're back.
I literally said I was going to get more dinner. I know it picked up on my mic.
Lupin
Yeah, no, it
has
didn't.
been yelling, and
We're special grade idiot
Ain't
Jujutsu
that
Kaisen
different?
sorcerers. Just so you know, Ace.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I'm sending you to Jesus.
Oh no. No, we're not doing so. We're not doing that again.
I can keep healing.
Oh.
Starburst.
Do whatever you want. I want Starburst.
I really
I
want to
have
go to
these glasses.
Pokemon Land. I keep seeing more stuff for it, and it looks fucking absolutely excellent.
I want to see the giant
Ooh, excellent.
Gundam, and then I just want to go around and eat food. That is my Japan visit.
I am very excited for Monday.
Let's go.
What's
Well,
Monday?
it's not
It's
saving
Monday.
itself.
We're going to the
yeah,
Field Museum.
Wait, what?
Mhm.
Going in
So we're gonna see
Chicago?
the Pokemon exhibit. Kind of sucks you have to buy tickets for it too. You only get
It's
an hour in
it's
there,
my birthday gift.
Wait, is your birthday coming up? Good birthday. I have it on my
The
phone.
25th.
Oh, you're so fucked.
Oh,
You are in
I
trouble.
don't like that. But yes, the 25th of this month is my birthday.
Has that already been scheming?
Oh. Oh no.
Where are you?
Cover going out.
Never mind.
Reloading.
Don't you fucking lie to me.
It's because my model mama messaged me. She's like, so I'm going to be slow working on your model this month because a lot of people have birthdays. I'm like, well,
Reloading.
what the fuck about my birthday then? She's like, you too? Yeah. She's like, why does everyone have birthdays in July? I'm like, it's not like I asked for this,
Behind
okay?
the above.
Spike down B.
That's sex spot. Hey, watch mid club came from there.
Yeah, I
Good
saw
point,
it.
yeah.
I shot at her. I didn't shoot her.
Yeah, that's sex spot.
the spike.
No one gave me the spike, so I can't use wingman to plant it.
Planet. Last player.
Ah!
Can't blame me for that.
One enemy remaining.
Lux, you have full utility. What are you doing?
Well, you have the spike, so I couldn't use wingman.
Yeah, but like you had stuff to
Get
cover
good.
me out of fucking. I fucking hate you.
I had one
I
thing to
fucking-
help you.
I.
July is the best birthday month.
alive. I hate making
Nah,
Oh my god, growing up, I never used to know so many people with birthdays in July, and now I'm finding all these people, and it's amazing because that's the best month.
It's still November.
Paladin won't shut up about the fact that their birthday is this month.
I typically don't either, so you're welcome.
Goddamn lions, bitches.
I gotta wait till next year.
It's our birthday month. We should be treated like royalty the entire month.
Goddamn lion, bitches.
Hey, you know what they did to royalty in France, right?
Good thing we're not in France.
Yeah.
We can make it France.
They don't have air conditioning in France.
No.
Fuck them.
I tried looping.
I didn't want the wall though. I wanted to fight back.
What is with the fucking donkey?
Oh, behind us!
Yeah, motherfucker!
It's yeah. Track.
Damn close!
I know what must be done.
Man, I'll just start solo rolling.
I knew I liked Paladin. That's why. That's why we're cool.
Full disclosure, Lux doesn't like Paladin as a class though, so.
That's
I
a
do in
bullshit
Diablo.
lie.
And okay, so like, I have a
It
love-hate. I know.
Lux,
I have a
Lux,
love-hate
Lux,
with it. What?
I have your bomb.
That doesn't... Oh, God. Thank you.
Sketch.
Oh, if you're all go... Well, okay. Well, I don't know where to go now. So we're just gonna go through
Okay.
it.
I'll go, yeah, I was
To
just
bed. We should all just go to bed.
I mean, bed's nice.
With
Why would you-
packs.
Damn it!
I'm making them think that we're going the opposite direction.
No, I
Sage
want them.
and
I want to fucking bait
Wait,
them.
wait. Sage and Clove
Yeah,
run
you
A.
get, they know we're doing stuff over
Deadlock's
here now.
mid.
Just stay there.
Clove has probably been healed, by the way. I did 120 to her.
You get out of here with that, Nito.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm getting really sick of this pinky person.
70.
Okay.
They are carrying, as is their Clove. There's an ace.
Uh-uh.
No?
Oh, I know
Last
left.
there.
Oh!
Spike
I
down,
thought there was someone in mid, and
defender
they didn't come around.
I like how
Those are
spawn.
headshots, huh?
Left.
Mm-hmm.
When's your birthday, Paladin?
Planted.
Fuck!
The 10th? Ooh, you beat me to it.
Hey, you got the same birthday as my sister.
How dare you? How dare you have the first birthday?
Last
You're
round
getting
in
the whole
the
royalty
half.
thing a little too hard.
What?
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 What? In the butt?
I'm streaming with you guys because that means I can eat my beef and broccoli and I don't feel like I'm being quiet on stream.
Why are you so
You
quiet?
eat louder than Luke, and I'd be surprised.
Because I'm eating beef and broccoli.
Who said you
I
could
want
do that?
with mixed vegetables.
Who said I could eat my beef and broccoli?
Yeah, who said you could do that?
My girlfriend?
That's not allowed.
She asked if I had vegetables. I was like, it's got. I said I
You
was
better
eating
have your
Chinese food.
vegetables.
Yeah, I was like saying I'm having Chinese food, and she's like, "Does it have vegetables?" And I was like, "It's beef and broccoli," and she's like, "Yeah."
Ready. There.
Why me?
Not the spike, Wings.
I hate this game.
I walled off the
Are
side.
you? How do you fucking know? There's just no fucking way.
They're coming up on you guys. They're behind that wall. Oh, there's another one coming from sewers.
Get out of my way. Last player standing.
Okay.
Instant headshot. Yeah, they're cheating.
Another headshot, huh?
They knew
They haven't-
exactly where he
They haven't
fucking
missed
was.
one.
Switching sides. Match point.
Neat.
That jet is all speed, no skill. She's mine.
Like, just
Okay,
straight
go
up,
for it,
they
Neon.
just aren't missing.
Excuse me.
I forget, did they tell you if you report someone for cheating and they get busted?
Yeah, Lupin had one today. The last time we played, he reported
They
someone
just
for
don't tell
cheating.
you the user.
Yeah, they'll just
But they
say
think
someone did it.
Stupid.
I just hope they auto, like, they should just start perma-banning cheaters. Not like, oh, it's a third special. No, just perma-ban them.
I mean, they probably do.
Most
They
of the
just
time with Riot, they do.
so one of those shots missed me, but then the other one don't me in the head.
Nice.
For you.
Thank you.
I hit her in the head, and that didn't count apparently.
Spike down A.
That's not why it says I'm hot, Stormy.
Oh shit.
I mean, you could do something with it.
55
One
around the block.
enemy remaining.
Clove is in
Yeah, I'm watching.
Where'd the bot go?
It's right here.
Last player standing.
25.
Clutch.
damn.
Attackers win.
She shot me in the head, by the way. She just couldn't kill me. The second one did, though.
Color me skeptical.
Yeah, that was a little sus. I mean, the last
Don't
people I
get me
thought
wrong.
were sus. Lupin reported and they got called for it, so.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand that people put in far too much time, but God bless.
Like, the fact that the jet that one time fucking jumped in the air and had you, like, pinned in before, like, they turned the corner.
Excuse me.
Like, I hadn't made noise. She didn't know exactly where I was at. There was no hesitation, just instantly right to it.
Ooh, I have a new bulldog.
Doesn't make it any less true. How dare you, Stormy? It's still
Wait.
hot then? No.
I thought I
No.
had a bulldog.
It's just so hot. It's so humid here. It's terrible. I'm just melting. That's all I'm doing
I
is
haven't had my
melting.
ice cream yet. I plan to, but I needed to eat dinner first.
Where the fuck's
Oh,
my
that's
ice cream?
God.
Would you like some?
Sure.
I have s'more ice cream.
Ooh, I want some. Wait, does it have chocolate swirls or chocolate chips?
I don't know. I can look.
Oh fuck. I hate when an old person says, "You're too young to be tired." Like, okay, and you're too old to be alive, but here we are. Oh fuck.
Is you're a bad person.
Absolutely.
Well, at least he doesn't argue it.
Get
Match found.
Stormy and get out of here. Out with you. Out with you.
You like. Destroy.
Alright, this game, only precision weapons for me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Fucking liar. My name is Zachariah.
I'm to follow behind Sec.
It's chocolate chips, by the way.
Oh. That's a little sad.
You choking on it?
I mean, I could. Come here, big boy.
Chucking on them chips.
I'll make y'all wet. It's fine.
Got a promise?
Is the water
Yes.
just cold?
Lukewarm.
Yeah, it's better than hot.
Yeah.
Lukewarm in this heat is actually probably.
It's actually probably pretty cold. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't want to go from like super hot to super cold in the water. Like you'll
No.
get hypothermia really quick.
That sounds lovely.
That's fucked up when hypothermia sounds like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Bread! It's low salt.
Oh, I could use a little bit of hypothermia. Oh.
Like look at that TikTok I just sent you.
Okay, no, Menace, go to sleep now. Sounds good, Stormy. You have a wonderful rest of your night.
The bandit counts as a precision weapon first round.
You
I decree.
sleep well.
The bandit.
Good.
No, the sheriff.
Have good dreams,
yeah,
maybe
sure.
about me.
Well, that's
Bye.
more precision in the fucking. I'm going sheriff too. Fuck you.
Do you want me to bomb carry this time?
You can do whatever you want,
Come here.
within reason.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, they did say whatever, not whoever.
It doesn't really. I can protect the bomb placer with Harbor technically, so.
Oh.
Lilim, how you do?
The reality. No, never mind. I'm not gonna say that on stream. I'm fairly certain I would get hit for that. I'm gonna cut off a now.
Revealing Ares.
Enemy A.
There they are.
Reloading.
You know what?
Neutralized.
I'm blinded.
Fuck you, Ace.
Not me thinking I had a plant.
Yep. Nope.
Anyways.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, well, part of me still's like, whatever you want, and my brain's like, you should still plant anyways.
55 on Mommy and 50 on Bodaddy.
And he's dead.
One enemy
Oh, shit.
remaining.
Thank you, homie.
Give me that ghost.
Remember, nobody's a hero when they're crying.
Nobody's a
I
hero
am
when they're
doing
crying.
okay. I am legitimately melting, though, because it is way too damn hot and way too damn humid.
Here,
It's Lupin's
does this
fault.
make you cool off? Look at that. Look at it. It's a snow globe. Look at
It-
snow.
No.
Oh, well, I tried.
It looks nice, though.
Come into the unknown.
Lilim and Lilith, hello. How
Trying to
you
get
doing?
my ice cream open, and it's being difficult.
Scanning ahead.
Bloody important, isn't it?
Is it being difficult, or are you just...
No, it's got one of those old plastic dealios around the top part.
That's what teeth are for.
Yeah, but I'm streaming.
I don't...
Mama, mama.
They are messed up.
Yes, I am.
Fuck you, cat.
Clovis here, careful.
Yeah, I know. I shot her a bunch. I was behind you.
Oh!
Got her.
Reyna's on A, so if you guys are going towards B, you only get one. Is your AC out? No, it's just struggling with this heat. So we live in an upper, and it's concrete. So it
He's hit
retains.
145.
We also
Down
face
B.
south, so we get all the sun all day long. So it's one of those we're fighting
seconds left.
science
enemy
and
remaining.
losing.
Thank you.
Oh, it's still cooler than outside, so I guess there's that. But it does in fact struggle up here.
He's on point with me.
And then our downstairs neighbor doesn't like using her air
Last
conditioner
player
because
standing.
she's old and she's proud of it, and I hate her. So we also get all of her heat too.
Shot done.
That's Lupin.
Damn, she just.
Scanning ahead. There they are.
She's just gonna go for it.
That's so rude, Lupin.
I don't care. Fuck that dumb bitch.
Yeah, it's just
You
rough.
can't fucking win a
for
fight
me.
like that. You gotta come to me.
It's rough
You
to
gotta
be
come
me.
on my nuts.
I need to turn down Lupin. Hold
Very
on.
specific.
I said what I said.
Lupin too loud.
You got to pay extra for that, or
Yeah. Oh, God, you kidding me? This economy?
But yeah.
Like a buck
So
50 extra?
that's what we suffer
Fuck
with.
350.
Oh, 250? Okay.
It
Hey,
is.
wait a
Yo,
minute.
this
That's
s'more ice
price
cream
gouging.
is awesome.
That's immaculate, though.
Our windows are facing east and west.
Got
The
my
architect
looping gun
who
out.
installed them is
Oh, God, excuse me.
moron. Yeah, moron. Yeah, I mean, at least no, you suffer just like we do.
I got a kill.
Go, 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 go.
We just don't have west facing, but we have south, so we face all that sun. And then the rest of the building, I guess, would take the rest of it. Ow!
Oh.
A was not clear.
148 to yours. Somehow. He's all the way on B though.
So my streaming room it's facing east, so it
Okay.
gets the sun first. So it's usually not as bad towards the end of the day. The rest of it, though, awful. It's awful. I just die.
That dude?
My neighbor wants me to die. It's fine.
Last round before the switch.
It's our last chance to attack. Buy out the shop.
We're going big. We're going big, team.
I'm just gonna blame my neighbor, though.
Yep.
Last year, she's like, I only had to turn the air conditioner on like 3 times, and I'm like, is that maybe because we had our air conditioner for like 6 months straight? Maybe? Maybe? Any idea? Maybe? Maybe? No? Alright. I didn't say that, but I wanted to.
Hold up, sec, don't go in yet.
You can make noise A if you want to go B.
No, I was just smoking off top part of it.
It's more for Lux since they're carrying bomb.
They're rotating from B to A, it sounded like.
Fucking these dick and die.
Where?
Oh, I almost shot the fucking decoy, dude.
Round B.
Okay, maybe not a harbor day.
Bad neighbor, no donut.
Well, I install these black office tints on our west windows.
Got
I
it.
thought about that.
Is A clear?
No,
No, it's not.
go
No,
B,
it's
go
not.
B, go B, go B.
Spike speed.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah, spike.
Yeah, I know.
Toxins going up.
I have blackout
30
curtains,
seconds left.
but I haven't tinted the windows.
Yeah, careful.
I got ult. I'll use it.
But if we keep getting weather like this, I might have to consider that.
Okay.
Screen down.
She's healing off me.
Don't get in my way.
The problem is we also have like leaky windows, so I'm not sure how much any of this actually helps.
Last player standing.
Fuck you, Sovi. Oh, I was gonna say.
And neighbors no donut. I agree. I still can't believe she was so proud of that, and I'm just like, how? She's like, how is it up there by you? I am dying,
Sides.
I survived
literally dying. But thank you.
survive them.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to do that.
I still would prefer to have her over other neighbors, but
I'm killing this
it's
cat.
still
Gonna
miserable.
happen.
What?
Why?
Kill the cat. She keeps killing me.
Oh,
Not
Okay.
the cat. Enemy cat.
Come on,
Jeez.
guys.
B. We got peeps B.
Peeps A2! Peeps A2!
They're split up.
Don't place.
Did not mean to put that there, but
Both got 85.
They're moving to A.
Yeah,
Silva
I'm hurting.
is-
I'm hurting. Ow.
Wait a
We
minute.
also have no AC here
Both of them
again,
have
so we
a-
ordered a wall mount 20k BT
Haters,
for a room.
bastards.
The wall mounts aren't bad.
These are not
Hopefully that
these are
helps.
good.
20k should knock out pretty much everything for you. I am sorry you're suffering though.
Shadows traveling.
It's no bueno. Damn Ace, what the fuck?
God damn it.
You get
I
one.
might have fucking ran it too.
You get one, you don't get all the bullshit.
What do you say, drone? Ready to stretch your wings?
You can't stop me.
Hmm.
I think we just did.
So you say. I hit the wrong one.
Get out the piggy trot gun.
I'll show them.
Shadows traveling.
I don't like that smoke.
Where are they at?
Mid. He's right around the box, I just couldn't remember.
Nope, they are B. Or A, excuse me.
Yeah, but there's one mid. Just be careful.
Oh, what? I thought you were going.
Yeah, Lupin, just shoot him. You can't hit him with that, but you get him with the not aiming down sight.
Spike planted.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Team Ace.
Oh, 8x8, you're
Match
gonna have too much AC for that room.
Don't give them time to reposition.
20k is usually for like large rooms. Your 8x8, it'll be nice. You're gonna be living in the Arctic at that rate. I'm kind of jealous.
Lady, what if I just blow really hard in your general direction?
I don't think it works that way.
I mean, we haven't tried, so we don't know.
You're not wrong. However, clove bubbles on A.
Dumbass.
I shot Lupin, I saw that.
They're on B2.
They're on A. They're planting A.
Spike planted.
Hate not low. I hope he turns stale.
Hold. I'm gonna throw in I'm gonna throw fucking cams up.
Deploying drone.
2 under relief.
Enemy
Two
mark.
underneath.
Defeated.
Thank you.
Reloaded.
Hi, Clove.
One enemy remaining.
We like you cold. I mean,
I
I
just
do
saw 'em.
too. I also like you cold. Cold is better for snuggling.
Concentrate, Sova.
Agreed.
I'd rather be cold than hot.
Agreed.
Clutch.
Aw,
There's
didn't
not
get it.
enough time.
Attackers win.
You did hit first markers. You had to do a full.
I did better that game, though. I'm still rusty as fuck.
Better than me. I blame the heat.
Ten minutes and the store changes.
I have a nice cold cheer wine.
Rub it in my face, why don't you?
I'll share a cheer wine with you. I told you I'd come
Match
back up
found.
and visit and deliver some.
A snuggle
I'll be
comforter?
ready for
That sounds
The,
amazing.
all the food that Lupin's gonna eat.
I am very much a fan of cold and winter. That's why I live where the air hurts my face, but apparently it's hurting my face the wrong way today, so It's fine.
Don't do the Kiwi special.
Let's make some noise.
God damn it, Donut!
Oh, my coworker's giving me some Dungeon Crawler Carl stickers. He's like, I bought a pack of like 100 stickers. I'm gonna bring some in for you. I'm like, oh, you're awesome. Same coworker that also got me into Dungeon Crawler Carl, so it's fitting.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get stickers because he was proud. Because he has an ebook too. I think it's a Kindle, and he's like, look at the stickers on the back. I'm like, oh, those are awesome, dude.
The right choice, even if it calls for sacrifice.
Alright. Next level bullshit. Either I'm gonna be a god or I'm gonna miss every shot.
I
the phone.
choose miss every shot.
Yeah. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Just
It's the better
line up on
option.
him like you do with the shotgun. You can't miss a shot.
Just finger bang him.
Give me all of your elt points and I might. No, still not close.
Why are you a free runner?
Huh?
Parkour?
I've never seen this character, so.
Cover going out.
Oh. I don't like these smokes. Just ruined mine.
Smoke's resident.
Somebody out.
Found them.
Oh, you know where two of them are. I actually got a condom on.
Oh my god, these smokes.
Oh, it worked!
He bought killed.
I am sorry. I don't know how I shot him, but apparently I shot him.
You're good. I did 110 to 1, so he had
Spikes
shields on
down.
for sure.
Okay.
Stun.
One enemy remaining.
I'm a little upset. That would have been a kill.
Well, I got him for you, so it's fine. It was complete bullshit that I shot him, though.
You shot him through the wall.
Nice.
Raise, you always work to lift our spirits.
I haven't tried it all. Alright.
Okay, so we can buy stuff there.
You gotta throw your dart in this one.
Yep.
I'll wait to smoke then.
Cover
Probably
going
smoke
out.
this.
You want me to make some noise on B?
Scanning ahead.
We can follow roll.
One coming down from the market. I whiffed my shots amazingly.
My time.
Hit him for
Player
110.
standing.
He has a
Spike down
guardian.
A.
I did 81 ISO.
Beard guy. Got 101.
Silence. Shadows.
There's someone in heaven. Good tries.
You looked cool doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone track down.
I'm like, well,
the
maybe you can pull it off.
the head of the snake.
If ISO didn't come in, I probably would have had it. I had no clue where the tail was, but he knew where I was.
Thank you for having a better shot than my panic.
Revealing area. Deploying drone.
What the?
Okay.
He's in there spawn.
Last player standing.
I didn't know that that shot
Spike
grenades out of
down
the air.
B.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a newer character.
One enemy remaining.
Three gone. My ult is
It's
ready.
only abilities though.
Shock dart.
Oh, okay then.
Where the fuck? Oh, he just peeked just
Yeah,
right.
he just.
Yeah.
Last round
said,
in the
"Peekaboo."
half.
Buy all you need.
I found the perfect video that encompasses Lupin and Lux's relationship.
Oh.
Fucking talking. Fucking know some shit.
I put it in the video.
Excuse me.
Oh wait.
Half you might want to buy.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Never goes well for me. We want a portal to A
Enemy
instead?
spotted B. Reloading.
It's you and me.
Oh. That's bullshit. I fucking lost my halt.
Oh fuck.
Fucking neon.
Spike down B. Last
God damn
player
it.
I realized
standing.
Brim was still there.
I summon Neon are in mid. Well, he's in hookah.
Aw, my dad sent me a photo of his cat and went,
Come
it's her birthday today. And I'm like, oh. She's such a cute fluff.
Fluffy baby.
She's looking a little fat. Only a little.
30 seconds left.
I did 40 to ISO.
Scanning ahead. I have the spike.
Damn.
Switching sides.
Yeah.
Back was his
You know what?
That cat is so cute. I don't even care.
You mean the one he said he wouldn't like?
Yeah. She's
So you ended
filled
up picking
out.
up then?
She did. He did. Yeah. He kept getting mad at her eating everything.
Did he eventually just put his stuff away and then
Yeah.
it fixed the problem? Oh,
Mhm.
crazy.
He's like, he apologized. He's like, I just got really upset. And I'm like, I get it. I've owned cats. I completely understand.
They're definitely here on A.
And he's like,
Or
no,
B, my bad.
she's good.
The homie, you know where I'm at?
multiple enemies.
Oh, thank you.
Don't take me in.
No way, he does 99.
Spike down B.
Spike is B.
One enemy remaining.
I got the spikes on top of the.
Oh, what the fuck? You motherfucker! He was trying to knife me! 110 on him. He's literally one tap.
Got him.
I literally turned around and he had his fucking knife out.
Who's gonna knife you? He's gonna knife you.
If one link breaks, the rest will follow.
Damn, they like to buy shields and fucking pistol rounds. Makes sense though, I guess.
Yeah, if you're not gonna buy
I mean, I did 110 on him, so I mean, no shield that you should have been dead.
Back each other up.
Get up there, thank you.
Sounds like they may have went A this time,
I don't hear anything yet.
or they're slow rolling it.
Slow rolling it. That's A.
A.
That's A.
Yep.
That's A. They just two
Showers.
came out of showers.
Spike planted.
Jesus.
You're left living. I got him. Never mind.
One enemy remaining.
He's in the smoke!
I got
Rest
him.
of my team.
What a bitch.
Sorry.
No, you good.
Team Ace.
I didn't mean to push that button. I just wasted points.
Reloading.
They keep trying to silence us. We keep talking.
I didn't teabag Lex. That didn't happen.
I make poor life choices. I make poor life choices.
Kind of holding in the middle.
I hear Tejo's doing stuff here on B.
Rotating.
Oh, they're pushing a long way.
Multiple enemies B. Disappear.
Spike planted.
$143 into the new character, 50 into
Put it back wall
ISO.
open. He's
All right, my ult's ready. Right here, right there.
Last player standing.
They weren't even
Okay.
here.
One enemy remaining.
The other guy's got
You know,
three.
Block,
Yeah, I was about to say,
Okay.
you just gotta spit in his direction, he's
Sorry,
dead.
but this
That is
shit.
exactly what I did.
I hit him for 143.
Clutch.
That is the second time I've accidentally
That's why you
shot
never
someone.
quit.
And I'd be calling me bullshit at this rate.
Match point.
I feel the strain. Block it out.
Alright.
Beauty of it all. Spend some time.
Well, I said no one was on point. I kind of thought they would be.
Just the
Yeah, they hard
two
pushed
of
that
us.
long B.
Sure did.
We can make it if we try. Just do this.
Tejo, eh?
It's you and me.
Oh god! You didn't
Got
need
this.
to do
You got
this.
this.
I don't got this. Never mind, I got
You
this.
do.
I'm gonna die.
I told you.
Spike
Oh,
planted.
they didn't come and chase me.
Lupin, I fucking hate you.
I think. Oh, because I fucking blind shot and I'm really good at this game.
One enemy
You just
remaining.
fucked my ult.
How did I fucking ult?
Because that was the person I was killing.
Oh,
These things stole his kill.
because I'm blind shot and I fucking good as fuck. Sorry. I'm
Okay,
not gonna humble
okay,
this.
calm
Nah,
down. Calm down.
I do all the work. I did 144. He's like, I'm so good. Bitch, you picked up my scraps.
Don't talk about Lux that way.
No, it's true.
Lupin, that was the last time.
He still stole it. Let's go.
I get it. He had to
And
get those
I
fucking-
helped.
You did
He
help.
had to get those fucking little scrappies. Those little fucking 4 scrappies.
I don't want to hear from you, motherfucker. Last time we played,
Oh,
I should have had 2 MVPs
See,
twice.
I'm not
twice!
mad. I'm just talking shit. And now look at how you're aggressive. Look at you. It's like you're.
I am
like a
aggressive.
Look at we put a little fucking thing in front of your face and be like,
You ever heard of a honey badger, Lupin?
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
I don't know that you're a honey badger, but all right.
Jingle, jingle,
Yeah,
jingle.
you're more like a little fucking raccoon.
No.
That's a fucking insult.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, new store.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Eh.
This store
Ooh.
is dookie.
Ooh.
I got the Doombringer gun for the judge.
It's a Blackthorn Vandal.
All I got was
Lord.
like Iron
Match
Gambit,
found.
and
God damn it!
I
What
didn't
the
get to
fuck's
look.
your problem?
Lux had already started it.
I already started it. Go fuck
What the
yourself.
fuck's your problem?
A lot of
This
things.
isn't Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, you can't really blame me for when it pops this time.
Let's make some noise.
Are you okay, Lupin?
I'll be okay after the.
He's gonna
Sorry.
tase one of us.
Okay, let's dox some people.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
no.
what?
Don't blind me, please.
Blinded by the light.
Ace is a douche in the light.
How'd you know?
No.
Lupin.
You want to select a character there, Lupin, or?
No, I want to look at my shop.
Oh my god, it'll be there when you get back.
It'll be there when you get back.
Will it though?
Here.
Yes. Next time you think there's a healing bot coming your ways, it's gonna be a concussive bot.
Ah,
You did that first time on accident.
I
It's
sure
kinda funny.
did.
That's a concussive!
Yep. I didn't know how to use it. What do you mean?
I'll do their ISO anytime, any place. That's here and now,
Feel
innit?
better?
A little bit.
I'm gonna waste the points. I fucking shock blast Lucas. Fuck.
yeah.
Oh, this map. I like this map.
You feel good about that?
This map has whales.
I would. I'd laugh.
Yeah?
Ace would laugh. Lux would laugh. Top would go, huh? And you
My
would
aimer demons would be
I
very
don't think
sad.
that was very nice. I
Nope.
did not appreciate.
What?
Sec being a toad.
A dickweed, if you will. A
Did you say a
dickleweed.
toad?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's for Toad.
Hi, my name's Sack!
Oh!
Hi!
Hey guys.
Hey, I'm assuming that's a lot of friends. They are charging towards me now, and I'm running away with my life.
Hey, Macarena. All right.
They're planting B.
Spike planted.
Hey, I'm flashing. I am flashing.
Here's a heal.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yep.
I'm up.
Last player standing.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
the right click would have been great
I
there.
didn't think she.
Think about it's cool.
Well, she was right there. Like, I didn't expect anyone there. So, like,
That's how they always get you.
pretty much.
They didn't even really give us time to flank around them.
No, once they murdered Sec, they charged.
I mean,
I also ran like a bitch, so they were probably chasing me. I just saw you die and the jet peek run, and I started running, and then you hear ISO do his stupid shield and jet dash for him. Like, yeah, I'm not staying for this. No
I
thanks.
flashed right into one of their smokes. I'm really upset.
You know, it'd be like that.
B again?
Careful, Lux.
Sounds
That
like it.
camera's probably got a camera there. These little spyglass.
Ooh, I hit it for 85, Sky.
Oh, that?
Yeah, he literally just placed it.
Spike down B.
Over the left corner, left corner.
One enemy
Hey,
remaining.
little bitch.
What? 115. I literally cursored off her because I was like, oh yeah, she's dead.
That'll learn you. For a game with high precision. Precision. is
Ass
key.
I did tell you it was gonna be trash tonight, Top. I
love
did
you.
warn you.
I love you.
Okay. I want the record
I love
to
you, Lux.
I just want the record to show. I warned you. You didn't have to do this to yourself.
I haven't played games with you in a while, and I wanted to.
That's Ace's fault.
These are
Phoenix is
steps.
on B. They're all on B.
Careful
really like
going
B.
through. Yeah, ISO's right there. They didn't like us coming around behind them last time.
This motherfucker.
Nice.
Spike down B.
Watch from mid, Lupin. He's gonna be on your left, maybe. Behind you now.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
He's up here.
Careful now.
That is not where I wanted that to go. That's cool.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting placement.
Oh, I think.
He's up.
Woo!
I'm glad I didn't kill him now. Good job, Lupin.
No, you should have killed him.
Absolutely should have
Last
stolen
round
these from
before
him.
the switch.
And then talk about magic cards.
Or it's gone.
I love you, buddy.
I went to I hit
not
Q instead of E. I went to like throw my stun or my flashbang up there, and I threw the Q instead.
Tears of spite. It looks like love. Love flavored
Do you still have
spite.
your pretty fan weapon? I do. It's just I have it on rotation, so it's not currently up. I love that fan weapon. It's still the prettiest one they've done.
Let's
Oh
play.
no.
I didn't even know they had a chamber.
Yeah, they do.
Woo!
We've got friends. Oh, why? I don't want to be your friend like this.
35 ISO 10 jet.
Son of a bitch.
They,
Might to go over here on A.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
Oh my nose.
Scanning ahead.
Get out of my way!
One enemy remaining.
That was disgusting.
He's in my bubble.
Proud of you. So proud of you, Babu. Oh, fuck your drones, you two goddamn drones! You two goddamn drones!
Leave my drums alone!
You have two goddamn drones!
Switching sides.
Listen for the wind. It will tell you where they're
Oh, I actually fucking, that fucking sucks for that, ISO, not ISO,
Looks for who?
French fucking fuckface.
Chamber?
You're hot.
Photo
Why?
chamber?
You want me to make some?
Oh, I'm with the fucking, he fucking did some dumb shit. He's trying to jump up.
I just want to hard push B.
I'm gonna try to smoke off that left corner.
Push
that
these
way,
nuts.
peek from the right, or over
Come here.
It begins.
4, 3,
Some
2.
hot streamer. That's what we call a collab.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
enemy spotted B. Sneak.
Flashing.
Well, the idea was there.
Yeah. As you told me you were gonna heal me, I would have probably not pushed.
I thought I was just gonna catch you before you did.
Reload.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
One up top, one
Okay.
up bottom.
Spike down B.
Do you feel good about yourself, Ace?
Reload him.
One enemy remaining.
Chamber.
You should.
I'm concussing.
Oh.
Oh, he's in my fucking bubble.
Last player standing.
30.
Wait for the bubble to go away.
Whew.
Because he
That
was
right
gonna
click
pop
of
back into
fear.
it.
Sure was. You didn't see shit.
Match point.
Nope. Felt it. In my soul.
Herber, herber, herber. Herber, herber, herber. Herber, herber, herber. Herber, herber, herber. Herber, herber, herber.
I'll try to smoke that left corner again for the reason.
I'm going to tick off A or B with Lupin. Or Lupin, you want it by yourself?
Probably by myself. Go mid.
Alrighty.
Reloading.
Panic.
Enemy spotted.
Panic,
A.
panic, 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 panic.
Shadows traveling.
Teaming up.
Okay, that's cool.
Man, every time I give someone a boost, they die.
Star carriers
That
down.
was a lot of
sick.
guys.
Spike
And
down
apparently
A.
none of my shots hit. Apparently I shoot
Good for
foam
this.
darts.
Last player standing.
88.
Your Silva's hit for 44.
Hey, he should be on the side unless Sky hit him. Cause I did 59 though. He is oblivious.
30 seconds left.
This guy has 0 awareness.
Ah, fuck!
It's worth it to watch the sky.
Listen up. Kill them before they kill us.
Oh, oh, that's great.
It's
Fucking
gonna keep
Sky.
moving forward like nothing happened.
Honestly,
I'm not
kind of a
getting shot at.
mood.
You're
I'm not
getting
gonna
shot at.
Okay.
Kind of a mood.
I want more of that skin.
So what now?
I'm sorry, what?
I said I want more of that skin.
Okay, that's what I heard.
The cryo one I have for my bulldog.
Oh, way less.
You really need to.
No, no. I know what I did.
Is A.
Careful now.
Clip the
Okay, I'm
jet.
gonna flash.
It's fine.
Ready?
Watch your eyes.
I'm out of here.
Flashing. Ooh. Flashing again.
Enemies A.
In the corner. Oh, that.
Got one of them. 35 and a
Spike
jet.
down A.
What? You know what? I'm just gonna go.
Fucking swung. Fucking cunt.
Whoa.
Last player standing.
You good, Lupin?
Nah, I'm pretty upset. I hate this chamber. He's a little bitch.
Survival skills of a fart.
30 seconds left.
That panic.
Dead, but okay.
That
Good try.
panic. I saw panic.
What about
Look out.
pain?
Don't get stabbed.
There was
Bad
also
place to
that.
go.
That was a Hercules joke. Anyone got it?
Yep. I was gonna try to do an impersonation. I was like, no, that's just. That ain't happening.
I have ult.
Snuff them out.
You want to play? Let's play.
I do
Okay.
not want to play, actually.
Jet and chamber ults right out of the gate.
They're coming up mid here.
They're coming up where?
Someone's coming up here. Jesus Christ.
Thanks. I'm coming through.
I don't know if there's anyone else.
Yep,
There
chamber's
is.
down there.
Chamber. All right.
Yep, glad I peeked that.
One enemy remaining.
I have
Chamber's
8
over
health.
here. Just
I have
playing.
8 health.
I can. Oh, you've got fire. You can restart.
Come on,
Yeah.
Rocker!
You're fine.
Pretty boy!
Are you chasing us?
Come here!
Lupin's coming up behind.
Team A.
Nice. That's fucking great.
No, 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 no.
Watching Ace be like, come on, let's go. Alright, I gotta buy. I'll be right back.
Ace was like,
Hello.
If you're watching, you might as well record the whole thing.
Yeah, watch these nuts in your fucking mouth.
Got
I
it?
think I'm alright.
I went BRB as well, and then Rick was like, "How dare you go BRB when I'm about to talk
Oh,
my
shit.
I
Hi,
came
Rick.
back in. I came back in. I was like, "Talk your shit, Rick. Talk your shit."
That's what I came back to.
Is everybody
He's-
here?
He's
I got ice
being
cream.
gross. Don't start yet. I want to look at my shop.
Start it. I have a really pretty Phantom, but I'm not spending money on it.
Oh, this is the set I wish I would have gotten.
Oh,
This is what?
the rose stuff.
The Blackthorn,
That's
yeah.
it. The Blackthorn. Fucking cool.
I know.
This Doombringer one is sick.
I got the fucking Helix daggers. Those
Oh
are-
shit! It's a Jin.
Jin! I'm not sexy, I'm hot. Wait, no, not like that.
See, and I know.
Not like that, not like that!
Clip it. Clip
It's fucking hot here! Fuck you guys.
You're the one that said it, not us.
Correct or sexy? No. No, I'm not. I'm a chibi. How's... No, stop that. Is Sec here?
Yes.
You're so quiet compared to everybody else.
I like how I say I'm looking at it, and you guys are just like, fuck you. Fuck you.
How long are you gonna look at it?
I'm debating whether or not. I'm
Well,
gonna
you can
fucking buy
debate
this.
while you're playing around. Fuck you.
You know what,
Fuck
Paladin?
you.
That's fair.
I mean,
Rick and I have gotten barbecue together.
I would
Good
buy you
deal.
sushi, Paladin, if I was there, but I'm not. But I would.
I said I'd
'Cause
do
I
it.
also want
wanna
sushi.
get- If you really want to get to Paladin's Heart, you take her to my ramen spot.
Or how about
No.
Come on,
We take it
and-
to our ramen spot. Guaranteed.
Mine's pretty good.
Ours is world famous.
nah,
There's also another spot we have to hit up too, so I can try and eat fucking ramen for free. I kind of want to do the challenge, guys.
You're like me, Paladin. This is great.
Yeah.
Sushi, sushi, sushi.
what if we
How you
all
doing,
went
though,
to
Jen?
sushi?
I wish I liked sushi. I really do.
I've never had actual sushi. Like I've had
I've
the
seen
fake
Sec
shit.
try it.
I'll take
It's-
you. I'll take you to
Heartbreaking.
sushi if you come visit.
Would that be me, Paladin? Conveyor
Are
belt
y'all
sushi.
being
What?
y'all being gay together again?
What do you mean
Again?
Do they stop?
Hey, Lupin, you wanna pick a character?
Oh,
He's looking at his shop.
He can't look at his shop here. Oh my god. Conveyor belt sushi I'd love to try though.
Have you never done it?
I do want to try
No.
that.
We don't
Oh,
have
it's pretty-
have spots that do it here, I don't think.
We
unless-
have.
Actually, we
Yeah.
do have a spot down the street now that does conveyor belt sushi.
Ah, I
Just
see.
stick my mouth in the conveyor belt and let it fall in.
Nip, 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 nip,
We got a
nip,
couple
nip,
of them
nip.
here. It's a mixed bag. Like
I didn't hear a no.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Nip. What?
You should have left this place buried.
You're
Nothing good will come of our meddling.
Nip, 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 nip.
I like the one that I went
Hey,
to
fucker.
with our mutual friends.
Stormy!
Yes, bitch.
I'm good, how are you?
3K Stormy. We got a Stormy and a 3K Stormy.
I know.
You want me to make
One
I'm
off
gonna
from
make
best
noise.
number? How dare you?
That's fucking cheating. You're a motherfucker.
We put it up with spam. I win.
I think Lupin said
They
that
have a
first.
KJ too.
I hate that they upped her fire rate.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm
Sleep,
grenade
brother.
out.
Lupin, that was foul. She didn't-
Oh
One
shit.
enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Ooh.
Destroyed.
Here's a heal.
While you try and figure out how to jump up that.
Come on, I've played Skyrim. You just gotta go on an angle.
Doesn't work like that.
They're behind me. They're behind me. Didn't hit him once.
74. Come on. Just tickle their ball sack.
I hit him once.
Please, come on.
Oh, the last one is always so satisfying.
I'm sure that he was starting to clinch up like, I can do it!
I have survived more.
I mean, he
Well,
sent
he
out
had to
Wingman,
shoot
yeah.
him.
Download Major. We have a full party, but next time we play, definitely.
Guys, I got a pretty gun.
You're a pretty gun.
It's got flowers on it.
I'm gonna go see.
Ah, break's over.
I don't know why that spray is so good.
Because it has a sound.
And it's a cat.
Shadows.
Watch mid, where the smoke, someone just broke through it.
Smart move.
Okay.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Oh, son of a bitch. Get him, get him, get him. Aw. Well, that ain't gonna help me.
One enemy
My
remaining.
double's dead. My ultimate is ready.
Oh, bad place for you. Worked out. Bad place to reload, but it worked out.
Everyone note down your
I need to
observations,
move the goose.
then
Hold on.
let's run it
Thought I
again.
was closer.
There we go. Actually covers
Alan,
all the
that's
map.
pretty bad. You hear one good time and then it just doubles bad.
Yeah, like I've had a good time at the one that I'm talking about, and I've had like some not so good, like rotating sushi just in general. Like I feel like if they're having a bad day in the kitchen, you're not having a good time.
I mean, that's just about any place you go to, though.
Yeah, but it seems to happen there a lot more because it's it's grab and go, like they're pre-making stuff, so you don't know how long it's been sitting on it.
Our sushi places. Oh fuck! Never been bad. Fuck.
I'm sure it has been
Wow.
bad just now that as we
Spike
go.
down A.
Never
Oh my
bad when
God.
we did it, so therefore it's never bad. Okay.
Okay. That's
Yep.
okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Your logic is impeccable.
I got Spike.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Schrodinger, bitch.
Last player standing.
I observe, therefore it is real.
Okay.
Last round in
Like,
the
we've
half.
got a place here that has
Spend
sushi
your
and everything,
cash.
but
Don't
like,
look back.
I also live in a small town, so I don't really stress that much.
So it's actually
You're closer to the ocean than the rest of us, though, Chief.
That don't
Yeah,
mean
shit.
shit.
Does mean shit.
Brother, they got biscuits and corn on the East Coast. What the fuck you talking about?
See, they have biscuits and
My-
corn.
That is an
My bro-
actual place.
I heard
My-
biscuits and
My
corn.
brother in Christ. My brother in
No
Christ. What I'm
backing out.
talking about is that you're close to the ocean, which means you get fresher fish.
You say that, but like,
Shadows traveling.
Best sushi the best sushi I've had was in Chicago, and I've had sushi on the coast. Okay, fair enough.
Revealing area.
oh shit.
Reloading.
My ultimate is
It's clear. It was clear.
One enemy remaining.
It's still clear.
She's right there.
It's over.
I feel like Chicago would pay to get the good shit in right away.
Switching sides. If anyone needs an energy boost out there,
The fuck is that, Donald?
Fuck you, Sora, you piece of shit.
Alright.
Oh, fuck
Alright,
are you,
okay.
Donald?
He tried
Alright,
tasing my ass.
Here I sit
so
corrected.
fucking good. You ran like a little bitch.
You don't get any ice cream now. Fuck you.
Can I resist?
Is it a milkshake?
No. It's,
Look, I make that machine. I don't make that machinist money. I make that pro money. I can get ice cream wherever the fuck I want on
you make
site.
that what money?
Programmer money.
Until Lux bans you from
Then
Dairy
where's
Queen.
my ice cream?
Ah,
Just saying. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You have a Lux to feed, man. You need that programmer money.
Mhm.
They're either going
Scanning
B or A.
ahead.
I don't hear anything on C.
Yeah, I shouldn't have pushed that, but I did.
Well, they're all on
You're
A.
Yeah.
They're just now pushing on the point.
Spike planted.
Yeah, that was a little weird, but alright.
I'm out of here.
Enemy spotted.
2 on fucking
Last player
Jetty.
standing.
I pulled off my bullshit.
Oh my god.
You bet your bullshit.
Everyone
wasn't
saw
doing
that.
itself.
Everyone saw it.
Watch for my
They
tech,
even
everyone.
said,
If I
"God,
throw it left and
what
you
did you
go
do?"
right, I can't heal you.
Lex knows.
What did you?
Or hurt you,
Okay.
for that matter.
We don't need to talk about it.
I've picked up this so fun habit of charging in with my sprint, sliding and slapping people with my melee.
How's it working for you?
I got a kill last round.
Yeah, that works.
Tech, you got called babe.
That is not where I wanted you to go.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, I hear tippy taps.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
definitely-
Yeah, I hear him too. I'm coming to you.
Spike planted.
Shock dart.
Ow! That was an outlaw.
I knew she was
I
gonna come
was-
through eventually.
I always love going to a killjoy and just seeing him stare at a wall. It really makes me laugh.
I was Ace took a shot at the jet, and I just waited mid. She ran through. She hit my trap, my other thing, and I just put a shotgun in her face.
Yeah, he uses the bucket
Match
too.
point.
Now what, Lupin?
I'm over them.
Fucking hater.
You guys just don't know no better. Don't know no better.
Oh my ass.
Mas. Right, namas. E.
No, I.
Mas. Don't smoke here, Ace.
Yeah, this is a smoke-free area.
Fuck.
Omen smoked A here.
Smoked A.
Well, I don't know if I'll come.
Oh shit, I have enemies. 90 on.
Yes.
Nuts.
Gecko.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Sorry.
Spike planted.
Smoke's resonating.
Ooh, I saw him for half a second.
Loser.
That is a body shot? Oh, damn.
I got the clover.
I'm the loser.
For those of you who buy ours, 1,000 way too much for a character ref sheet. That it's a little high.
Someone's a
Paladin
little
wants to
high.
make it that so nobody ever asks them for a character sheet again.
Wait, $1,000 for a character ref sheet.
Yes.
Do you have a link to this artist? I want to see.
No, it's Paladin. They don't want to ever do a ref sheet again, so they want to set the price for
Paladin.
$1,000.
Paladin.
Just
Just say no.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Wait, does it come with a blowjob though?
Paladin, it might.
Brother,
Asking for a friend.
But also,
No, I fucking love my spouse. Fuck you, dickweed.
The fun begins.
Can't be Ace
Little-
because Pal's
Oh, it's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not crazy girl.
he says that
Just,
now.
I fucking hate you guys.
Do you?
Hate is a weird form of love. You know what I'm saying?
My time.
Something Jedi.
This is motherfucking bullshit! Okay, we're good.
Apparently Ace getting mad turns into Italian.
Mamma mia, pizzeria!
Okay, again.
Down.
That was on me.
One enemy remaining.
I just want Paladin art. I don't need a ref sheet.
Ah, motherfucker! He got 74!
Defenders win.
Okay, everyone, take a test tube. Thank you. Let's collect samples and get out of here.
Also,
There's
where
my
did you get
character.
Italian from?
You sounded Italian.
I am constantly at the bottom of the board, but I help.
I did a carry. I did a carry. Thank you and good
My
night.
job
Oh,
is
that
to
boy.
not get the kills. My job is to support you guys to get the kills.
Mine is to just poke the bears.
Oh, it's not Pride Month anymore, so you're fine.
I mean,
I heard that snort!
You shit. Shut up. Shut up.
it depends where you're promoting your art, though, Paladin, because, like, if you're promoting your art on, like, an actual website, you can literally just say no ref sheets, and then, I mean, they won't ask about it. At least,
And
I would
if they
assume
ask
so.
about it, just say yeah, but you get to get this dick in your mouth,
See, it's really...
and then you whip out your fucking Holy Avenger.
See, I think putting $1,000 on it as a ridiculous number is going to make somebody do it, and then they're going to have to do it, but they also have $1,000 and they're going to feel better about it.
I mean, fair.
But Paladin's also gonna feel extra pressured because they paid $1,000 for it.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
more
that
pressure
is-
on the art, man.
Match found.
We don't need extra pressure. Under pressure.
Under pressure.
God damn it!
Fuck
This will
you.
be my last one.
Okay.
I suppose it's fucking work night still.
I don't wanna go to work tomorrow.
It's gonna go slow.
Don't say that, you mother. I'm gonna slap you.
I gotta do data entry tomorrow. That's all I got left to do is data entry.
Yeah, is there like a redeem for Punish the Lupin?
Ah!
Good luck.
No. Doesn't mean there couldn't be in the future.
I'm just saying, I might spend a lot of channel points on that.
Good to know. Good to know.
Oh no, they punished me by making me go play Pokemon by myself.
That's
Wow.
not
No.
true.
Oh no.
I'm getting a reference sheet done for a super special thing that you guys will see probably next year, maybe.
Titties.
Maybe.
I like titties.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh no, we lost Ace.
What do you mean?
They have a dominant Goth on the other team.
Nah, I'll be alright.
No, don't worry. I can bring them back. Don't worry.
I better get a quarter out of that bitch.
The Psyop spoke of you often.
See?
Give me a quarter.
Is it true you once
Give me a
killed man
fucking
with a
quarter!
branch?
Speaking of.
Okay, I got two. Here you go.
Hell yeah!
Don't recall.
Here you go. Fucking grab him, you dumb baby bitch.
I'm trying to get lower him, bitch. I'm a baby.
He has little hands and little arms.
I got a big head.
The fan came out. Now I'm cool enough.
I fucking love that movie.
I nailed
haven't
it.
seen it in a while.
So Raptor's been asking for one Paladin. If you know.
Why didn't it work on that wall, but not that wall?
Oh, there's a little crystal guy up
Cover
here.
going out.
Wait, what? Where?
Ah!
Are you fucking
I like how
shitting
Paladin
me?
doesn't want to do any more rep sheets, and then Top's just like, but hey, rep sheet.
No,
Ah! So many people here!
Spike down B. Flashing. Launching thorns. No more thorns. I have the spike. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Ow.
I'm teasing Raptor.
You're a little bit off to the right.
Yeah, just keep it.
I
Look.
want Yoru's head,
She uses it against me. It's fun when I get to use it against someone else.
but also let's kill him.
I need to redo my OC. I've got planned in the work.
Right there. See it?
I need a furry artist for a new model.
Actually,
That's what I need to do.
I might actually.
see him.
Buddy.
I know a rigger. I don't know that she would be good at doing non-human esque art.
Paladin rigs. Sorry, what?
I have the spike.
Spike down B.
That's a concussion. My time.
Oh shit. That's a lot of abilities.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
Nope.
There's a lot of panic shooting going on over there.
If you know a person though, Sec, let me know.
Leon,
Yep, I will
perhaps
ask.
I will knock an arrow in advance.
I know
There is
a
very
bunch of
little
furry
time
artists,
to
but not
react once we
necessarily
start the fight.
ones that would do a model.
I can Hey, stab the cat.
What a bitch.
That's Tuesday.
Back you up.
Enemy spotted B.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Kill. Just push it. Just push it.
There's one mid. It's a keto. I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Watch out, Luke.
No, there's a
He's
way.
going around our spawn. I did 68 on 68 on Jet 2. Actually, I did 80 on 2.
I mean, you are a
Hello.
big part of why I redownloaded DS.
Last player standing.
I missed.
Yeah, it's hard to find ones I'll do models. I want to do a chibi model and I want to do a regular model, but I have a very specific idea. It's not like a regular model.
I wasted my ult.
But we'll see.
Oh,
Last
look, Ace.
round before
You're
the
getting off.
switch.
Lux is
Don't
now
make it
playing
harder on
Nikita for
yourself.
downloading
Spend that
Valorant.
money.
What?
Yeah, no,
You
I
need
saw
to
that.
phrase that a lot better, my guy.
No, you don't.
No,
Do we
that's what I
do-
said.
It's
Well,
still Ace's fault.
Oh, look. There's another crystal guy. Oh, I shot him. Never mind. Oh,
You
shit.
motherfucker!
Oh, shit. I didn't know you could do that. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, God. I didn't know.
This is
I hope they
legal
take
right
you
now.
to
I
Christmas
didn't
jail.
know.
It's limpid.
That tastes like cotton candy. And blood.
I could go for some cotton candy.
And blood?
Haven't had cotton candy in a while.
Like I want like real
Enemy
shit, not the
spotted
big
A.
shit.
Absolutely, Paladin. That would be awesome. I think I could find a chibi a little bit easier, but if you find one that does
Oh,
an
you got-
actual...
Can I get it? Okay. Kizzy?
My ult is
The
ready.
nerve of this guy. I have plans for next year, though,
Enemy
so it's nothing urgent.
That is.
My butt!
Thought one of them was gonna slide all the way around. Guess not.
Last player standing.
Huh?
My ultimate's
They're on
ready.
spec, by the way.
And they're gonna one tap me. Cool.
Well tied strike. Trophy.
Who's next?
Gotta love it.
Switching sides. Match point.
Dedication. Time.
I still don't know what my ult does.
It makes them unable to use their primary
Drop the
weapons.
weapon. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Adoptable models seem to be pretty cool. I've looked at a few of them. And I'm like, I wish I didn't already have a thing going.
Adoptables are pretty common.
Yeah,
For
there's some
furry
really, really cute ones.
I am not just a shadow.
Enemy spotted.
I mean, that's fair, Paladin.
They're planting.
Still here.
They're
Spike
planting it.
planted.
Watch mid. Still there.
Futile. Launching thorns.
Scanning ahead.
Last player
No
standing.
way he's alive!
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You could have fucking killed him right now. I hate you. You're playing one more game. You're
What are
playing
you
one more game.
doing? And then,
Fucking-
come on.
No. You fucking sit here. You play one more game.
Nope, I gotta go.
No.
Oh,
Don't
that
you beat
crash
me and
out.
run. Don't you beat me and run.
That crash out. Oh my god.
Don't you do it.
Doing it.
Do it. Fuck, start another one. Fucking run. Don't let this fucker run.
I ain't like that.
Fuck!
Motherfucker, run!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
On that last one.
So mine is not a pony. Mine goes rar, and you're gonna see little bits and pieces of it on my
hang
current
on.
model.
Who is throwing me all over the place?
I think later this
fucking
year.
know. You
So-
fucking know.
It's exciting.
Okay, sorry.
It's very
I am
exciting.
your god now.
Are you though?
Why are y'all playing with each other?
Match found.
Go fuck yourself. This is probably my last game too. We should probably get lunches ready for tomorrow and shit.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh fuck.
What does the ace say? Fuck you, bitch! I'll kill your mom. Fuck you, bitch! I'll kill your mom.
That's a little fucked, but alright.
Fuck your mom! I'll kill you, bitch! Fuck
Yeah.
your mom! I'll kill you.
There we go. Okay.
I mean, you could paladin.
Fuck your mom!
Thanks,
I'll kill you, bitch.
Zach.
No, I wouldn't advise it, paladin.
Wasn't it good?
Only if you could though.
I mean,
What are you doing?
I mean,
Gotta
they.
go.
That's the
It
thing,
was
though.
so
They
good.
actually can work from home.
Oh,
For-
fucking work from home.
Like they do have to be there sometimes, but they could actually do a lot of their work from home.
Why can I never find the?
I thought about doing that, but my boss wants a senior staff meeting tomorrow, so whatever. I'll go in. Maybe then I'll
Are
work
you
from
senior
home.
staff?
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
banging a senior staff member.
We didn't get to do the meeting last
No.
week, so I pushed it
I
till
mean-
tomorrow.
There we go.
Though I don't know why
tomorrow.
he's even doing it tomorrow, because, like, half of us are off, so, like, what's the fucking point?
He's gonna bring you guys donuts.
I would
Mm.
be okay with this.
Yeah. But alright, I'm gonna hop off. I have to
Okay.
go do some stuff.
Yeah, go away.
So.
Fuck.
Night.
So mad.
I am. Go fuck yourself.
That clip is gold.
Yep, it was the best. Bye.
I thought it was great.
I'm going to take Nito on that, because he's really going to get a kick out of that.
Those rebels think they know our tricks? No, they don't know you. They don't know us. They have no idea what we're capable of.
Reloading. Reloading. Reloading.
I gotta feel for this thing. I don't use it very often.
The bandit's a good gun, but at the same time, like, it's got a slower fire rate than the ghost. So.
Use that right.
Enemy spotted B.
Launching thorns. Thorns are alive.
Give me the bomb.
Your mom.
You dick.
Ah, bitch! He got stuck in the door.
That's funny, actually.
Ace, I've got spikes.
Woo!
Shit, he got me.
Thorns are alive. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Just needed 4 warm-up games.
Keep it up. Screw up and they're on us.
Okay, there was a second one.
Down B.
The neon and the oh, there's 3 there. Nice.
That's it.
Lux, that was something.
Bullshit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Smoke's resonating.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted me. Stealing sight.
Just
Reloading. Killjoy is an offense to my radiance. I'll break her apart.
Yeah, no, that was complete and utter bullshit what I got on that guy.
Yeah, I saw that fucking
With the
third bullet
Spectre?
just
What
leap
the
up.
fuck is that?
Yeah. I saw that shit.
That is bullshit.
That bullet went. Whoop. Neon might come mid, careful.
Oh god. Oh no.
Spike
Oh, they
down
came
mid.
from behind.
They were all on
Really?
A?
All the way-
Last player
Yeah.
standing.
You lag.
Weird.
Taking it.
They didn't push like they did the first 2 times. They were.
Last round in the half.
We lose everything after this.
That was a doozy.
Don't say doozy again.
Doozy.
Ah!
You making fun of how I say doozy?
Yes.
You mean like sushi roll?
God damn it. God fucking damn it.
Will be their nightmare.
Fuck.
Enemy spotted A.
See ya.
Reloading.
smoke's resonating.
Blocking sight.
Cover going out.
Spike down A. Last player
Oh
standing.
god, I was thought I could grab it.
I don't know who was blind shooting through that smoke, but they hit me, and I call bullshit.
Switching sides.
Jet,
Mm-hmm.
you tired of me yet?
Did I call
Football earlier and
bullshit?
now this. You can't get a break.
Are you mad, Lupin, or something?
No, I just like giving you shit.
Yeah.
Mid?
I think he's mad, Ace. Nice smiley face.
I think. Lupin, are you mad?
What you two doing? Oh, sprays.
What do you think we're doing? What are you two doing?
B.
Spike down B.
One down.
One enemy remaining.
What is this? Shit's fucking sheriff is wild.
Everyone, your hearts are pounding.
I got mid. Or not. That smoke was okay.
Oh no, they're charging through there.
Quick B.
Okay.
They're rotating.
Oh, they're going through mid.
He's dead.
Ace, I wish you
What
hadn't
the
smoked
shit?
that.
Last player standing.
110 on ISO and 84 Phoenix.
Spike planted.
Enemy killed.
Sound is everything on the battlefield, so listen for noises. You'll hear those jerks before you see them.
Yeah, they rotated hard to mid.
Well, it's like I went to cover mid, and then
Yeah, I
your
smoke
smoke
up that area.
dropped.
Yeah, let him come through the smoke.
Yeah. Okay.
He just wants them to come real bad.
No, it's better that they come through because they don't know where you are.
They're
Okay.
pushing
At
B
least when you're
again.
defending. Or just hide in the smoke.
No, they're rotating to mid.
Smoke's resonating.
I fucking hate her, Joe. What the fuck are you? Probably jerking off.
He's going mid, careful.
Hello, lag. Jeez.
They're all still mid.
Smoke's resonating.
Oh, that's really suspicious that you knew I was there, but alright. We'll allow it.
Okay, Miss Clove. Even though I flashed her.
30 seconds
Cloves
left.
did not care. Alright, Chad is not chatting.
They disconnected.
They're dead.
Last player standing.
Neat.
Spike planted.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Match point.
Snack time. Sorry, only brought enough for me.
They seem to like to
Turn
make
it up.
sound on B and then go mid. I don't know if they'll do the same. No, they're doing that. They're coming towards B.
35 instant shot with the op.
80 on Phoenix. They're coming to B.
Spike planted. You should run.
When did the op do 150 as a body shot?
Always.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Last player standing.
I thought you could think of an op shot. My bad.
If you get shot in the toe, you could.
Yeah.
But not the body.
Well,
Attackers win.
okay, we can't end on a loss. One more.
If we're gonna keep
I'm
playing
not-
all night at that rate.
No, no, no.
Well,
What?
as I've got to go use the bathroom, so I'm hopping out of this one. So,
All right, fine. No, fine.
Okay.
He's ruined it for all of us.
no, I didn't.
You kind of did,
Your bladder and your
but
fucking,
it's fine.
your fucking need to pee. Fucking need to
Thanks for the
pee.
games, guys.
Yeah,
Yep,
thank you for
it
the
is.
games. All right, that is it for me tonight, guys. I will be back, I think, on Friday. I'm not sure yet. It is Lupin and I's wedding anniversary that day, so we might go out to eat, so it might be a later stream. But if anything, I will be back for sure on Saturday. You guys have a wonderful night, a wonderful rest of your week, and if you're off on Friday, yeah, enjoy that long weekend. Good night.